Hello family and friends, I welcome you to our today's lesson, and today we'll be talking about the similarities and the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. So even as we get to talk about the similarities and the differences between these two cells, I just want to appeal to those who have not yet submitted the assignment which I gave you last night. I think I wallowed an assignment on the same topic which we started. So I want you to give me a feedback by answering the questions which I gave you. So far so good. I've just received the work from 2 people. So I'm looking forward to receive more work from you guys. I want to mark. Okay. So biology is a very simple subject. It is simple. Okay. It is simple. And this, everything that we'll be discussing, I can assure you that this will come in an exam, because what I'm teaching you, I'm not just picking the topics, I'm following what is in the syllabus. Okay, so this is what is in the syllabus, and I want you to be following me, and never should you miss a lesson. So just keep on following, and let's be moving at a same pace. Thank you. So the similarities and the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. So last time, I think in the lessons that I dished out, there were some similarities that we noticed in terms of the structure, how the structures were, as well as some of the parts. Okay, some of the parts of an animal cell. Okay, some of the parts that were in an animal cell, they were also in what? In a plant cell. So there was a correlation, the similarity. Okay, so we are going first to talk about the similarities between a plant cell and an animal cell. And I want you to know that there are only 3 similarities, the common one. Okay, the common one, there are only 3 similarities that are found in what? In both plant cell and an animal cell. Okay, so these similarities, the three ones which I've told you about. The ones which I'm about to tell you. These ones, they come when we view these cells, which is a plant cell and animal cell, by using what? A light microscope. So when we view these cells in a simple way, okay, there are only 3 similarities that we are able to see. Now, what are these same similarities? Okay, what is these things or parts that are common in both? Okay, so you're going to notice that in a plant cell, okay, so this is a plant cell. A plant cell looks like this. Okay, so a plant cell looks like this. So this is a plant cell. This is a plant cell, and this is an animal cell. Okay, so this is a plant cell, and this is an animal cell. So what are some of the differences? What are some of the similarities that we are able to notice? So if you check properly, in both, if you look in a plant cell, if you look carefully, you're going to discover that there is this, which is a nucleus. And here again, in an animal cell, there is what? A nucleus. So the similarities, one of the similarities between a plant cell and an animal cell is that in both there is what? A nucleus. In both there is what? A nucleus. In both there is what? A nucleus. So in both there is a nucleus. So a nucleus is in both a plant cell and an animal cell. Okay, and we know that a nucleus, the function of a nucleus is to control all the activities of a cell. Okay, so that is a center of a cell. So again, what are we able to see in both? Okay, by the diagrams that we are having here. Okay, again, if you notice carefully, there is this fluid. Okay, there is that fluid, jelly-like structure. Okay, there is also this fluid which you're able to see. Okay, so this part is called what? Cytoplasm, and there is also what? Cytoplasm. So in both cells there is what? Cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. And the function of cytoplasm is to give a shape. To what? To cells. Okay, so the shape of an animal cell is determined by a cytoplasm which is there, and as well as the cytoplasm which is in a plant cell. If you check carefully, the way this cytoplasm is totally different from this one. It's because of this cytoplasm, so it gives different shapes to cells. So again, if you look carefully, we are able to see what? There is a nucleus. There is also this part, the outside part of an animal cell. So this part is called a cell membrane. Some books will tell you to say it is a plasma membrane, but it's just one and the same. So even this part, the cell membrane is this part. So this is a cell membrane. A cell membrane. A cell what? A cell membrane or plasma membrane. Or a plasma membrane. Okay, it's just one and the same. So a cell membrane, a plasma membrane, these are just one and the same. Okay, so these are the three similarities. Okay, so these are the similarities of what? A plant cell and an animal cell. So these three parts, they are found in both a plant cell and what? An animal cell. So if a question was to come to say, can you list down three similarities of a plant cell and an animal cell? Number one, you are ought to come out like number one, in both there is what? Nucleus. Okay, in both there is what? Nucleus. Okay, in both there is nucleus, in both there is cytoplasm, in both there is what? Cell membrane or plasma membrane. So these are the common similarities that are found in both. Okay, so these are the similarities. So away from this, now let's talk about the differences between the plant cell as well as what? An animal cell. So the similarities, we have said that in both there is what? Nucleus. There is nucleus. This is the first one. The second one, in both there is what? Cytoplasm. Presence of what? A cytoplasm. Okay, in both there is a presence of what? A cytoplasm. Then again, in both there is what? A cell membrane. In both there is what? A cell membrane, which is also called what? A plasma membrane. So these are the similarities. So in both there is a nucleus, in both there is cytoplasm, and in both there is what? a cell membrane, which is a plasma membrane. Now let's talk about now the differences between these two cells. Okay, so the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. So let's check carefully. Assuming that they have given us these two structures in an exam, okay, in an exam, these two structures comes and they're asking us to identify some of the differences between these two parts. Okay, so the first difference that we are able to notice is this part, the first part, this part. This an animal cell is only having what? A cell membrane, but a cell membrane of a plant cell is this one, meaning that this one we don't know, and this part is called what? A cell. Okay, so a plant cell has got what? A cell. So there is a presence of a cell in a plant cell, whilst there is no what? A cell in an what? An animal cell. Okay, so one of the differences is that one of the difference between this is that in a plant cell there is what? There is a cell. While in an animal cell, there is what? There is no cell. Oh, okay, like this. So in a plant cell, there is a cell. Okay, there is what? A cell. Whilst in an animal cell there is no what? No cell. So this is one of the differences. So this is the shear factor. Okay, so this is a shear factor. So in a plant cell there is a cell, which is this part. Okay, which is this part, a cell. And in an animal cell there is no cell. Okay, another difference that we are able to notice, or the shear factor, the difference, another part which is present in a plant cell but it is not in an animal cell, is what? Have you seen this space? This is spacing, like this space. This is space. This is space. So this space is called what? A vacuum. So this is a vacuum. A vacuum. So that is a vacuum. But there we don't have a vacuum. It is very small, but it's the same as we don't have a vacuum. Okay? So we don't have a vacuum. So here there is a vacuum. So the presence of what? A vacuum. Of a vacuum. There is no vacuum. So another difference that we are able to notice, we have only noticed two. The presence of a cell which is in a plant cell, and also a vacuum which is in a plant cell, but in an animal cell it is very small, but it's the same as we don't have what? A vacuum. So if you like that it's very small, no presence of vacuum, they will still mark you. Okay, another thing that we're able to notice, which is in a plant cell but not in an animal cell, is this part. Okay, there is this part, and this part is called chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast. Let's have chloroplast. There we don't have chloroplasts. Okay, and we know that chloroplast contains what? Chlorophyll. So we are just saying no what? No chloroplast or no chlorophyll. No chloroplasts. I mean chloroplasts. Then in an animal cell there is what? No chloroplasts. Okay, so in a plant cell there is a chloroplast. In an animal cell there is what? No chloroplast. Okay, so these are the three differences of an animal cell. But there is also a last one which I want to give you in terms of the structure, rather the shape of these cells. So if you look at the shape of an animal cell, that's the shape itself. It's totally different from a plant cell. Okay, so this a plant cell, the shape of a plant cell, it is definite. Okay, it is a definite structure. Okay, it is definite. It has a nice shape. Okay, it has a definite shape, which you can say it's more like a rectangular kind of shape. But if you look at an animal cell, it is indefinite. Okay, it is indefinite. Okay, the structure is indefinite. You cannot tell. Sometimes you can find that if you have come across if you have come across some other books where they have talked about plant cells and animal cells, you're going to find that the structures that they are there, they are different from this one, because the structure of an animal cell is not definite. Okay, it's not definite, it changes, in short. Okay, so the plant cell is fixed, it is definite, so the shape is definite, while in an animal cell it is indefinite. Or the shape of a plant cell is what? Regular, whilst in an animal cell it is what? Irregular. So that is a last sheer difference that we can put across. So if they ask you to write 4 differences between a plant cell and an animal cell, you are to talk about the presence of a cell which is in a plant cell, whilst in an animal cell there is no cell. There is a presence of a vacuole in a plant cell, which is that one, and there is no presence of vacuole in an animal cell. There is chloroplast, there is chloroplast there is no chloroplast. And in terms of the cells, we are saying that the structures, okay, the structure of a plant cell is definite, whilst the structure of an animal cell is not what? Is not indefinite. So these are the structure, these are the differences between a plant cell and an animal cell. Yeah, so thank you very much. So I think for today we are just going to end here, and we shall continue tomorrow. Yeah, so that I'm just hoping we start doing live videos, so that you can be asking where you are not clear. You inquire. Yeah, so thank you very much. So just a reminder again, those who did not submit the assignment which I gave you last night, I'm still waiting. I just want to know where we are, if we are on the same pace or there are some people that are lagging behind, so that I can try my level best to make you where we are with some other students. Okay, so thank you very much. May God bless you.